Good afternoon. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the notification bell. And today, we got ourselves a quality check with the Model Y. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So alright, we got ourselves yet another quality check with Tesla's best-selling vehicle. And it happens to be the Model Y. The previous best-selling vehicle was the Model 3, but it looks like the Model Y has taken its ranks. So let's do ourselves a quality check. And a quality check is going to be looking up and down the panels, and at the end, we're either going to give it a pass or a fail. So let's continue on. So this Model Y has the upgraded wheels. Let's start off by looking at the left side, taking a look at that light, making sure it's aligned, checking the fender, the hood, and the bumper. You want to make sure there's no scratches, paint defects, or anything that looks out of place. So with this vehicle, so far, so good. There's nothing that catches our eye. Now let's continue on to the right side. Beautiful. Now let's take a look at the driver's side door. You want to make sure that this gap is as tight as possible. Here's a look at the interior. It's all packaged up, brand new, ready to go. Let's take a look at the door handle. And it is flush. So far, so good. Let's take a look at this door. Okay, so I definitely found an issue. This door pokes out a tad bit, and you can tell by the feeling. Now let's check the rear. This is flush, and this is flush. But we do have ourselves an issue, and it seems to be a very common problem. Take a look at this gap right here. It's the left side on the driver's side rear trunk space gap is just a little bit too big for our liking. Tesla needs to get this problem under control. A lot of their vehicles are coming with issues, and they've been having this issue for ever since they built the vehicle. Let's take a look at the rear, and the light is flush. So this has a little bit of bugs because it is parked outside, but that's fine because by the time you get your vehicle, it'll be buffed and ready to go. Now let's take a look at the right side. The right side gap you normally find better than the left side. So look at the right side gap, and you can see that that's a lot thinner than what we've seen on the left side. Another issue is the passenger rear door seems to be an issue that Tesla is having, and this one pokes out a tad bit. It's really small, but it is still noticeable. This door handle pokes out. Yeah, and it's not flush. Door is flush. Okay, so unfortunately, due to the fact that it has that gap, I'm gonna have to give this Model Y a fail. Now let's move on to another Model Y. All right, so we got this black Model Y with the black interior, and it has the standard wheels. And remember, if you powder coat these wheels, they look phenomenal. Strongly suggest that you save yourself some money and powder coat these wheels. So, taking a look at the left side, And remember, with the black, you are going to find that it reveals swirl marks and light scratches. The black paint is very fragile to defects. So I highly suggest, if you're getting the black paint, the first thing you should do is get yourself some paint protection film. It is going to cost you anywhere to $3,000 to $4,000, but it is going to add a layer of protection onto your paint. If you can't afford to wrap the whole vehicle in paint protection film, I highly suggest that you at least wrap the front of the vehicle and protect it from rock chips, scratches, and swirl marks. So let's continue on with this quality check. Looking at the left side, making sure the fender matches the hood and the hood matches the bumper. Then on to the right side. This car is a little bit dirty, but dirt is not what we're looking for. We're looking for anything that's noticeable that will affect our decision on whether to pass or fail this vehicle. Now onto the right side. So these are Fremont built vehicles and they're the latest. So let's continue on over here. Onto the driver's side door. Let's do the test to see if it's flush, and it is flush. Now let's check this door to see if it's flush, and it is flush. Taking a look at the interior, it's all wrapped up, packaged up, and ready to go. These vehicles are coming directly from the delivery truck onto their lot. Now let's continue on to the rear, see if it's flush, and it is flush. Well, I will say that that gap is big, but it's not that big. I would prefer if it was a little bit tighter. Also, with this gap over here, I would prefer if it was a little bit tighter. Now, looking at the charge port, and it is flush. Now, taking a look at the rear, left, right, and it is flush. Easy way to tell is just rub one finger from one panel to the other, and you'll be able to tell if you feel a groove or if you feel any little bump, then you can tell that the panel is not flush. Now on to the right side, where we normally find better built than the left side. So over here on the right side, we find it to be beautiful, and that's what we want to see. So let's check the door, and the door is flush. So I do like this Model Y, and I'm going, oh, it is flush over here, and the door handle's flush. So I'm going to actually give this Model Y a pass. Now let's move on to our final Model Y. So all right, we have our final Model Y, and it's also the black with the black interior. But there's one upgrade that this has, is that it has the upgraded wheels that run you about $2,000. Now let's take a look at the left side. Taking a look at the fender, then the hood, then to the bumper. I do see some minor scratches on the hood there, but it probably can be buffed out by the time you get it. Now onto the right side. So there's nothing here that catches our eye. And let's take a look at the right side, the driver's side over here. So I don't know if that's a scratch or that's just a marker that they've written on this vehicle. So hopefully that isn't a scratch, because I would be devastated if I were to take delivery of a Model Y with scratches on them. Well, heavy scratches. See, there's little marks over here, and I hope that everything can be buffed out. So taking a look at the driver's side, you want this to be as tight as possible. And remember, after you've done a thorough check of the exterior, that's when you want to check the interior. You want to check the steering wheel. You want to check the dash. You want to check the center console. You want to check the software. Make sure it's operational. You want to check that the glove box. Make sure everything is in there. You want to check your seats. Check the top of the seat. Check under the seats. Look for any rips, any scuffs, anything that's out of place that would cause you to feel that it's not right. After that, move to the back. Fold down the seats down. Make sure that it's working. Check the quality of the seats. Make sure there's no rips or scuffs. Then after that, move along to the trunk and examine that everything is in there. So, checking this rear over here, it is flush. Now this gap over here, I do like what I'm seeing, and I'm really happy that this panel over here is nice and tight, and that's what we want to see. Another thing is, this gap over here on the right side is nice and tight with this trunk. So I'm very excited about this Model Y, but I spoke too soon. This light doesn't sit flush, and yeah, it is it goes in with this. It doesn't sit flush. It just. Now let's take a look at the rear. Then on to the right light. Well, this light is flush on the right side, and now let's check the right side. This right side over here. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The panel's nice and tight. Okay, I do like that. This door pokes out a tad bit, but it's really not that noticeable. It's really light. This handle pokes out. Here's a look at the wheels. Check your glass roof. Make sure that there's no anything that's out of place. And let's continue on. So this over here is nice and flush, and that's what we want to see. Okay, so I will be giving our final Model Y a pass. So we've gotten a chance to see a few Model Ys today, and are they perfect? The answer is no. Has Tesla improved the build quality of the Model Y? The answer is no. They continue to still have issues. Mainly it's the left side trunk gap and the rear passenger door. Seems to be the most common problem that I'm finding. So if you're planning on taking delivery, on your delivery date, bring somebody with you. Get a second opinion. Bring a camera. Bring a notepad. Tell your sales rep of every single problem on your vehicle before accepting it. All right. So that's all I gotta say. So thank you and have a nice day. Hey, would you like to win a Tesla Model 3? All you have to do is like, share, comment, and subscribe. And one lucky subscriber will win a Tesla Model 3.